there. So I finally saw the Insurgent movie. I saw it on Sunday, which I know it came out on Friday, but it's pretty sad that it took me till Sunday to see it. But I had a show all weekend, so I really did not have an opportunity until Sunday night to go. And the thing is, like, I wasn't excited for Insurgent. I haven't been excited. I've never really sat down to watch a trailer, which is so weird for me. Like, I know I've seen a trailer, but I don't remember watching one. I'm so out of the loop right now, I can't even pretend to be in the loop. I've made a few videos this past week, but I want to put this one up first because I want to talk about Insurgent. It's been a crazy, crazy March 2015 for me. So if you haven't seen the Insurgent movie yet, I'm not even gonna do a bullshit review. If you saw Divergent or read all of the books, you're gonna want to see the movie anyway, either out of curiosity or out of excitement. Just go. I don't want to affect your experience at all. So if you're here, you've seen Insurgent. Here's why the Insurgent movie did not work for me. This film was so desperate to be so many things that it wasn't. And I can explain that. I loved the Divergent movie. I thought Neil Burger really made it his own, and his interpretation really worked for me. But honestly, with him not directing the sequels, he kinda dug a hole for everyone else because the Divergent movie left out some important things that now you have to go the whole franchise without or make up for in some sort of rushed, confusing way. Uriah. I did not feel Neil Burger's presence in this film at all, and it was sad. It was sad. The biggest mistake I think this film made is half the time it was trying to be this action-packed, high-tech dystopia with this ever-present villain, and the other half, it was trying to be this artistic masterpiece, and neither of those two worked. There was no steady flow between the two. It was just so choppy and rushed and desperate. Like, the movie felt desperate. Divergent worked for me because it picked one. Killer soundtrack, beautiful cinematography, the acting was great, the character development was on point for me. Where's my soundtrack for Insurgent? Where's Ellie Goulding? Where's my ziplining scene? I still listen to I Need You with my sunroof open and think about that. Because Insurgent would try that sometimes. Those, like, big shots of the city that would zoom into a window on someone's face, like, that worked in Moulin Rouge. All of the weird technology just really deflated the sense of urgency, the sense of isolation that the book had. It was way too busy. I understand the addition of technology in something like The Giver, where without it you really just have Jonas riding around on his bike for 2 hours. I disliked this movie. I really did. The thing is, I didn't dislike the book how some people did. I enjoyed the book. In retrospect, Insurgent the book was not as good as Divergent the book, but it knew what it was going for and it had a direction. Insurgent could have used so much more thought and time. You could just tell it was rushed. I would have been okay if this movie came out in September. It really needed more time. Catching Fire took more than a year to make, and look at how much that paid off. I'm pretty sure after Insurgent, it took over a year for Allegiant to come out. It went from, like, May release to October release. But the thing is, like, yes, the Divergent movie was really good, but I was worried about Insurgent from the second I walked out of Divergent. There's so much you've left behind now to fill in that you just can't, and you didn't. So it's not like I was expecting to like Insurgent. You know, like, it showed up and it felt really half-assed and rushed, and I was not even disappointed because I had no expectation. I went with my parents and I drove them home afterwards, and when they asked me if I liked it or not, I just said, I don't know. It was one of those, like, what did I just watch? And, like, am I missing something? I didn't want to not like it, but I don't know. I honestly think this sets the bar so low for Allegiant that Allegiant could be better. If Allegiant split in two, whew, there better be some really good fluff to throw in there if you're gonna give us 4 hours of Allegiant. Because there was some really bad fluff in Insurgent. Time that could have been spent recovering all of the things that you needed to recover. You know what we need more of? Triss and Force staring at each other. Slow down. Slow down. I think we need an octopus instead of a table. You know, why don't we just put QR codes on people's faces to scan if they're Divergent? that would have been less ridiculous than whatever the hell that contraption was. Divergent. 40%. I'm not trying to look over any redeeming quality this movie had. The performances were fine. I was generally just annoyed, honestly. I couldn't really pay attention to Shailene's acting when there was no time for anything her character was going through without some stupid new piece of technology thrown in our faces. That's how I felt about Insurgent. I would love it if you disagreed and told me why. Please leave a comment and share your thoughts. I'm not completely closed off to not disliking this movie, so tell me why I shouldn't. That's not a challenge, it's just an invitation for discussion. You really can't have the best of both worlds when it comes to a dystopian movie. You can be the giver or you can be Divergent. You can't have both. You could have had a really good soundtrack though, and you didn't. Ellie Goulding was like, screw that. Alright, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next week or so, hopefully, if I can get around to editing before spring break. Thanks for listening to my scattered thoughts. At least it wasn't as scattered as that 2-hour hot mess that Insurgent was. No, I'm kidding. No, okay. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.